Hello there, welcome back to today's video. Today we're going to be watching House of the Dragon Season 2, Episode 4. I'm looking forward to this. I'm excited to watch. I am hopeful that the war starts soon. I don't want them to drag it out. I feel like, it's already begun, right? But I'd like to see some epic battles and some epic war. I think that could be fun. Obviously, I don't want Rhaenyra to die. I don't want Alicent to die. I mean, there's a lot of good characters, right, that I want to stick around. So I hope that they don't die. But at the same time, I'm ready for the show to progress and have some epic fights with maybe some dragons and just epic sword fights and all that. That's what I'm hoping for. Now, reading the title of this, it says, in Rhaenyra's absence and with no word from Daemon, that Rhaenys tries to keep the peace at the Black Council as Cole mounts a campaign into the Crown Lands in King's Landing. Aemon continues to undermine Aegon's fragile hold on authority. So I don't know that we're going to get a big fight. It's called The Red Dragon and the Gold. So I don't think we're getting a big fight this episode. But hopefully come to the end of the season, we'll have a big war and we'll get some kind of conclusion. I hope they don't leave it on a cliffhanger. I don't know if they're doing a season 3. I hope they do. Up to this point, I've been enjoying it. This came out last year in 2024. Yeah, let's just jump into it. So if you're excited, leave a like, and here we go. Here we go. Oh snap.
There's been a raven.
Good morning, Your Grace. Slept well, I trust. As I said, there's been a raven.
Man, these hallucinations, they're so livid. Man, poor Daemon. I don't think he's always wanted to kill Rhaenyra. I mean, he had opportunity to do so. Way back in season 1, when Rhaenyra was still pretty young, he could have killed her. I don't think he's always wanted to kill her. I really don't. It's interesting.
How fares your grandsire?
Sadly, he remains incapacitated. He lies in a kind of waking sleep, unable to do much more than take meager drink. It is barely enough to sustain him.
So he's alive?
Yes. Gods be good.
Well, my time is short and I have need of an army. Perhaps you might place a feather pillow over his head and speed along your inheritance.
I love my grandsire. Like a father. My own Lord Father died suddenly, himself a young man. Lord Grover raised me in his stead.
All very touching. Are you here to speak with your grandsire's voice for House Tully in the Riverlands?
While he still lives? That is not our way.
Then you're of no use to me. I can see why the Blackwoods and the Bracken...
Jeez. Oh, Daemon. Daemon being Daemon. I like that. That was funny. I mean, he's not wrong. He's no use to him. You know, he came for a specific reason. You know, he doesn't want them to sit around and do nothing. Like he came to take over and to ask for help and all that, and then they're not providing much help. I mean, they're feeding him and letting him stay though. There's that going for him. But yeah, it's too funny.
I'm given to understand my lord husband owes you his life. But I was not told his savior was so comely. Your mother must have been very beautiful.
Berenice. Is your work finished?
No, my lord.
I just had a word with your captains. He was the sailor who plucked you from your watery grave.
That was a bit awkward. Not really sure what to do with that or how to think about that, but I feel like that was a bit awkward. Oh, jeez.
You've ever been a practical man, an honourable servant to the crown, and you served my lord husband in his darkest hours.
Such was my duty, Your Grace.
Tell me, do you believe Viserys wanted Aegon to succeed him?
I could not know. His Grace never raised the matter with me.
It was a solid answer. You gotta be careful how you answer that, you know? There's a new king in town. So definitely gotta be careful how you word things. So that was a fair response. Good for him.
Fit for the White Cloak.
This is a better death than a traitor deserves. You should thank me for it.
Yours will come in kind.
Yeah, they're making moves all right. Jeez. And it looks like Rhaenyra's not doing anything. I mean, obviously she went to try to talk to Alicent, but that didn't do any good. She needs to take action. I mean, maybe they just don't have the numbers, you know? But the Greens are going and getting more, you know, getting more soldiers. So better do something.
Harrenhal is a useful morass. It will keep Daemon well occupied while we strengthen our host and weaken Rhaenyra's support on the mainland. We will deal with it in the Riverlands in time. But right now, Rook's Rest is an easy target and a worthy effort. Don't you agree, my king?
If he lets him get away with that, I know he's his brother and everything, but letting his brother make the calls, I mean, he's going to keep doing more and more and more, taking away your power. So, I mean, I guess he doesn't want to punish his brother in front of everybody, but who's really ruling this kingdom, you know? Because first, you'd think it was more the King's Hand, Hightower, but then he got rid of the King's Hand, got rid of Hightower and replaced him. But now his King's Hand is making, you know, moves and taking orders from his brother. So I still don't think, you know, I think his brother would be doing a better job leading, and I think his brother thinks that too, but you know, here we are.
I did not know you shared your lord husband's love for the histories.
If not his love, then certainly an abiding interest. The voices of history guided Viserys. He knew that his wisdom alone could only reach so far.
Do you think that is why he changed his mind? In the end? No matter how suited he thought Rhaenyra for the crown, the voices of history, as you say, would have told him how the realm would react to her
It's
succession.
impossible to know what steered his thoughts in those final hours.
Do you now doubt his intentions?
Rhaenyra's supporters will believe what they wish. And so will Aegon's. The war will be fought. Many will die. And the victor will eventually ascend the throne. The significance of Viserys' intentions died with him.
Yes, it did.
Eerie. Lord Lars Strong. He does such a good job acting, the actor does. It's just kind of an eerie presence, you know? You never know what he's going to say or what he's going to do. Very eerie indeed. It's pretty cool, though. It's good. I do wish that there was kind of a comic relief. You know? I do wish there was comic relief. Because I don't really think there's any character that makes me laugh, you know? And in a healthy way. I don't want to laugh like, oh, this is a stupid show, it's making me laugh. I want to laugh like, oh, that was clever, you know? That was a good line. And I feel like that's the only thing that's lacking, is some form of humor. But it's not, you know, it's not like we're watching a comedy, so I understand, but, you know, I like to laugh.
You are a strange kind of woman.
I'm no woman at all. I'm a barn owl, cursed to live in human form. So you've come here after quarreling with your wife.
What?
You arrive here alone to claim the castle and yet send no ravens. Do you now plan to make your own claim? Perhaps to prove yourself to her?
Do not try me with your insolence, witch.
It's a hard thing, I imagine, to give obeisance to one who replaced you as heir.
Your Grace. And once you and your dragon bring the queen...
This is a trippy episode. It's a little hard to follow with what's going on. You know, we're seeing in Daemon's mind and seeing his hallucinations. It's a little hard to keep up, but it's interesting. It's interesting for sure. Yeah, I like it, but it is a little confusing. You know, because it's like, what's real, what's not, what's fake, what's not. But also, you know, there's much to learn, even from the hallucinations, I'm sure. You know, it probably makes sense. Not to me, at least not right now, but I'm sure there's a reason behind each one.
Means justice to the Brackens. Our armies will be yours.
Taken or slain.
I inherited 80 years of peace from my father. Before I was to end it, I needed to know that there was no other path. And now I do. Only one choice remains to me. Either I win my claim, or die.
We stand at the ready.
Cole's victories have only emboldened him. He marches on Rook's Rest.
His host was just hours away when Lord Staunton's ravens took wing.
Why Rook's Rest? After Duskendale? It's but a small coastal keep.
Because Lord Staunton is a member of this council. And because his castle is small and vulnerable and there for the taking. Cole knows we have no army on the mainland.
He is brazen.
He is daring us to act.
We need to send a dragon.
Finally some action. Heck yeah. She's back, baby. That's good. Maybe we'll get a battle after all. I didn't think we were going to, by the way the description of this video was, or this show for this episode. But yeah, glad she's back, and she sees no other option than to battle and take back the crown and the throne, or die trying.
You must send me, Your Grace. Melis is your largest dragon and no stranger to battle. I will meet Cole.
She's not going to get cold feet, is she? Because she already could have taken the greens out. But now she's working under the command of somebody else, so maybe now she'd be more willing to do things. Man, let's hope she comes out on top. That's great. That's great.
Since Aegon the Conqueror's time.
Oh, snap. Is it going to be dragon versus dragon? The red dragon and the gold. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's not good.
I never told you because I was unsure that I believed it myself.
You, Cole! You may as well have sounded horns to announce our coming!
Order the Darkland levies to break off and move ahead. We must keep the dragon's attention divided. Make the signal!
What signal?
All is going to plan.
Oh, snap. Oh, snap. Yeah, this ain't good. Not good at all. Dang.
This. Bombas! Vega! Sir Daor.
Whose dragon is that?
His Grace the King's.
Oh, snap.
We best get you to cover, my lord.
Thank the gods! Dracarys!
Oh, snap. I thought she'd be gone, too. I didn't realize she was going to go through with it, though. Oh, jeez. I can't believe he did that to his own brother. I mean, we knew he wanted to rule. Who did he name his heir, though? Is it going to go to his brother? I don't know. Oh, man. Wow, she might not make it, though. She can't 1v1 that massive dragon. Oh, jeez. Oh. There goes Cole. A jump scare got me. I do have to say the dragons in this show, epic. Like the look of them, it looks so real and realistic and lifelike. They're doing a really good job with that aspect. It looks like he's got the dragon by its head, so that's not good. That's not good at all. Man, I was hoping she would live, but 2v1. I mean, granted, the massive dragon took out the king, so she didn't really have to fight the king herself. But yeah, this is not looking good. Oh no. Right on the castle, too. This is Cole's viewpoint. Yep.
Where is His Grace?
Wow. Wow. I'm glad I didn't get any spoilers for this episode. I had no idea that was going to happen. Eamon totally did it on purpose, though. He totally did that on purpose. You know, in some ways, Rhaenyra's team got one dragon. The Greens got another dragon, but, I mean, the Greens got that massive dragon. Yeah. That was pretty crazy, guys. That was what I was looking forward to. Something like this. It was really well done. It was really good. I will wrap up my thoughts. I'll watch the behind the scenes, but damn, that was good. It was a really good episode. Really incredible. Makes me happy I'm watching this show and I'm enjoying it. Hopefully you guys are enjoying it too. I you know, it was so good. I didn't even want to pause it while it was playing, you know? I just wanted to keep watching. I didn't want to pause it and talk. I wanted to just watch. That was cool. That was cool. Well, you've reached to the end of today's video. What an episode that was. That was pretty intense. I enjoyed watching it back a second time as well and focusing more on, you know, obviously editing, but focusing more on the storyline than focusing in on, you know, when you're filming, you're like, when do I pause and say something? You know what I mean? So it's nice to just kind of sit back and just watch the show and experience it. I enjoy filming, so don't get me wrong. I still enjoy filming them and making reaction videos, but this episode was a little harder towards the end, especially because I was just so involved and so like taken into the story that I found it a little harder to stop, and say what I was thinking. I was just invested. I did make just a couple notes. So I was surprised to see King Aegon die, especially by his brother Aemon's hand. I'm not sure if that's the part that was surprising. I definitely feel like he did it on purpose. I feel like he killed King Aegon on purpose. This is the second person he tragically killed with his dragon, and I think he's just power hungry and he's got the biggest dragon. I did also note, how did this one dragon get so much bigger than all the rest of them? I didn't know if this was like a different breed of dragon or if it was better cared for when it was growing up. I'm just curious as to why it's bigger than the majority of all the other dragons. I mean, and when I say bigger, I mean it's like double size. It's massive. And so I didn't know. I mean, this is the biggest dragon that we at least have seen and that we're aware of up to this point. I don't know if there's going to be other dragons that come about later on that are bigger than this one. I kind of doubt that. But why is it that this one dragon shines above the rest? Why is it so massive? Is that something I learned and I forgot about, or is that something that they haven't really talked about? It was also sad to see Rhaenys go. I did think she died. Like when she died, I thought her death scene, I thought they did a good job with it. I thought it was respectful of her. She was still able to assist with some of the killing of Aegon's dragon, which they mentioned in the behind the scenes. We don't know whether the dragon's going to live or not, Aegon's dragon. There's a chance it could still live, but we don't really know. King Aegon is dead. I mean, that was pretty clear. But as far as his dragon, we're not positive if his dragon will pull through or not. I do still feel like his brother gave the final blow, obviously. I think it all could have been prevented, really. The death of the king. I think it very easily could have been prevented. But yeah, it was interesting. Interesting twist. I didn't have on my bingo card that King Aegon was going to die this episode. Like that was not where I thought the episode was going to go. In fact, I said at the beginning, I talked about, I want some dragon on dragon fighting, and I want some battles and stuff, and we got them. But I honestly wasn't going into this episode expecting that. That's just what I was ready for and what I wanted. And we got it. The show delivered. I did also want to mention just the dragons in the show and the filming of it. I don't know what they did differently, because in Game of Thrones there was a couple scenes, not a lot, but there were a couple scenes where it was just very obvious it was a green screen. Like you're like, oh, that's just a green screen. In this show, it all looks so real to me. And maybe there's moments that it doesn't look as real and I just gloss over them because I'm so invested in the series. But it just also looks livid and real. And the dragons are gorgeous. I mean, they look like dragons and what you'd picture of dragons, and it's so seamless. It doesn't look fake at all. And I don't know if that's more of a test of time as far as like how far we've gone with like movies and TV shows, or if it's more House of Dragons, like how much they're spending, or the creators involved to create these dragons, like if they're just that much better than everyone else. Because I felt like even with Game of Thrones, the dragons were cool, but I felt like they weren't perfected. I felt like there were times when the dragons in Game of Thrones were just kind of, it's a dragon, looks kind of fake, I don't know. And then in this show, they look perfect. Like I wouldn't change anything. I really wouldn't. And I'm not getting into the whole debate of what show's better, Game of Thrones or House of Dragons. I mean, we know Game of Thrones is better. That's the original. It's supposed to be better. That's That's the only reason this show exists is because of Game of Thrones. But I really do feel like they've perfected the dragons in House of Dragons. I really feel like they perfected them. What do you guys think of the dragons? I mean, I think they're awesome, personally. I have no complaints. But yeah, I like that the show's picking back up. I think storyline is going well. I like that there's some drama. I like that we finally got some battles. Because we've had some kind of sword fights or small battles, or we've seen pictures of large battles. But this is the first time they actually showcased a battle. Because other times it's like one-on-one sword fights, which are cool and fun. And or they pan to a group of already dead soldiers. This is the first one. You see the start of the fight. You see the middle of the fight, you see the end of the fight. And I like that. I thought they did a good job. It was kind of cool to see through Cole's eyes too, when it blacked out, everything went black and quiet. I thought that was nice touch, I almost used the word impressive, but there's nothing really impressive about going to a black screen. But I thought it was well done. I think the timing was well. And also because we're getting towards the end of the episode, there were a couple points towards the end where I'm like, it could have ended right there, and it would have been a good ending. I'm glad we got to progress and see what happened to the king and see the final couple moments of the show. But there are a couple scenes or a couple parts of the final scene that I was like, it could have ended there. That would have been a decent ending. So yeah, really positive about the show, especially this episode. I think this episode was really great. I've been enjoying the show up to this point, but this episode, relit the fire as far as my excitement and in my enjoyment of it. So I'm excited to see what they do for the rest of the season. We're still in the first half because I think there's 10 episodes. I'd have to look. But if there are 10, this was episode 4. So there's still plenty more to come this season. And then hopefully they're doing a season 3 as well. I don't know. We'll see how this ends and where the show goes from there. But yeah, that's all I got. I appreciate you guys watching. Thanks for being here. Let me know what your thoughts are down below. Was this the best episode you've seen up to this point? I would almost argue it was, as far as action-wise, Not necessarily the best. Well, yeah, I mean, it was pretty good. I thoroughly enjoyed the episode from start to finish. So I thought that was really well done. But, yeah, leave a like if you enjoyed. I'll see you again next Thursday with another House of Dragons. Thanks for watching. Bye. Bye.